By law, charter schools are provided 5 years upon opening to demonstrate success in helping students achieve. If the school does not demonstrate academic gains or operational viability, the charter for that school is not renewed and the school is closed at the end of the 5-year period. We have made a recommendation to not renew RGA's charter and suggest that it close at the end of the 2010-11 school year. When will the final recommendation be made?
That's your recommendation, not ours.
When I go to public schools, I'm scared, I'm being bullied. When I'm in RGA, I'm safe. And I have things to learn. I have great teachers. When I have a problem, I have teachers come to me and asking me, "Do you need help, Jasmine?" When I fall, they pick me right back up.
I've been here since the first day this door has opened to RGA. And if you take this education that I'm giving, my favorite teacher from 4th grade, who is with me again and cares about me and teaches me everything I know now.
The school met many of its performance goals in 2 of the last 3 years, but it definitely has an uneven record of academic performance.
Last year was the first time we actually put the schools together.
Before that, we had been in 2 separate locations, Tweed Courthouse in Lower Manhattan, and then our middle school was on 25th Street. We would spend our days running back and forth to the 2 locations.
It was unjust.
The 4th year, RGA moved to its current location. DOE didn't give us transition time.
It's like starting a new school each year. And so when we opened the doors to that school and saw the state it was in, there was absolutely no way that we could have RGA students going to that school. It's just not right to expect students to learn in those conditions. We take the second worst facility in the DOE, we turn it into one of the best.
Mrs. Ross came in and we hit the ground running. She totally gutted our half of the building and totally renovated the whole thing. New flooring, new furniture, cabinets, bathrooms were totally renovated. And you have to imagine this being done in 8 weeks. And the day school started, I will never forget the parents coming in here, their eyes big as saucers, and crying because it was so beautiful.
Welcome to your new classroom. Wow, so cool. Ooh, it's just
And that is typical of Ross model schools, is that the space around the students is as important as what's in the texts and the books that they're learning from.
There's a lot of children who came from schools that don't even have libraries, let alone an extensive library like this one.
One thing that I think many students here hadn't gotten used to, having high expectations of themselves. So that's one thing that I've really spread in terms of the culture and attitude within our students in the school, that you should have high standards of yourself because you're capable of greatness.
My son is conditioned for Asperger's syndrome. We searched high and low until we found RGA. When he moved to RGA, the very first thing they did was to address his emotional issues, his speech issues, and they are willing to assist him in his math level. They're giving him high school level math as a 6th grader. What other school does this?
Yes, that's right.
I'm your Chinese teacher, 白老师. Okay, now I want everybody try it. 白老师. Good job. 你好. 你好. 你好.
We're now trying to adjust with the new state standards. We have new students that are new to the school because we added on 2 additional grades. So yes, last year our students did drop in state scores.
This breaks down into 2 sets of parentheses.
Madeline, what did you do for the first one? What kind of factors?
It was a tough year, and everyone knows that. Some of it has been the discipline component didn't look the way it does now.
So this year, one thing we've done is made sure the students know that there will be a consequence for any kind of misbehavior.
You are trying hard, right? And I can tell that, but the thing is, it seems to me that you and Brielle is the problem. It's like you two guys just...
Clear-cut standards and 0 tolerance. You're making sure that classroom culture is at its highest and classroom disruptions are at a minimum. and we have a very experienced vice principal and principal.
The new leadership team here at Ross Global Academy, which includes a principal, 2 assistant principals, and 2 deans, have been able to work to make sure that the school climate and culture is foundational and is able to support a climate in which kids can learn.
The attrition rate, meaning the number of teachers leaving, with the exception of last year, was common amongst your average traditional charter startup.
To say that 1 year holds more weight than progress over 3 or 4 others seems unbalanced to me.
No charter school has been closed based on 1 year of data.
Before last year, we were performing amongst the top. We were doing really well. The scores prove it. They back us up.
We outperformed the city averages and outperformed or equaled the state averages on those tests.
This year, immediately starting in August, there was a whole different feeling.
Now we're going to plant some apples.
The administration was there, they were supportive, they had ideas, they had plans, they had discipline. And it's a very different place this year. It's a wonderful place.
We were given no indication by the Department of Education that they would recommend for non-renewal.
Every New York City public school has a right to a public hearing once a decision is made. Why has RGA not been allowed that right?
They provided, in fact, 14 points we were doing really well on. They provided 4 points for us to work on. We have been working on them and coming up with solutions.
We're doing different kinds of testing of students. We're benchmarking their performance. We're looking at individual student growth over time.
The geography thread runs all the way through the 5th grade and to all the different contexts.
When the DOE came in to basically do their audit, they didn't even have the proper information. And the guy said, "Oh, wow, your stuff is more updated than ours." And he started laughing. He was like, "You guys are really organized."
One person on the team that came in and she took me aside and she said, "Dale, I started crying when I saw the middle school kids reading on the couches."
The DOE came in and they said, "Wow, this year is such a difference." And they wrote it in their report.
There were 2 opportunities where the DOE should have responded to us providing them with information. They did not follow through with that, not following their own process.
Your name is on the process that you are violating. Tell us why.
I don't understand why we can't get an answer to our question. He's not listening to us.
The DOE saying, "Well, we can't answer that question, but we will get back to you, or you'll get a letter soon." And the parent is saying, "But isn't this why we had the meeting?"
On the morning that the Department of Education came to visit our school to let us know that they were recommending non-renewal of our charter, at 10 o'clock, they had let the press know.
The press release went out before 10 a.m. on Monday. The CEC email went out at 10:06 while you were sitting in our office. It was signed by you, Reese.
They provided the report to anti-charter people and some of our opponents. They didn't provide us with a report signed by Reese Dunn until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. In that way, they absolutely set us up for attrition, which is one of the things that they have been blaming us for.
We had to figure out what we were going to do to save our children from the embarrassment of the press while they walked out.
They're not even listening to us. And I said, "How do you make a decision about a school and you don't even know much about the school? You're not even listening to our babies as they speak."
This school is the best school ever, and you're just going to take it away?
And every morning I wake up wondering, what am I going to learn today?
I feel like without this, where would I be? What would I do? So it's like I'm here. Yes, I feel supported. I am going to do something. I am going to be something.
So we're going to line you up even.
I love the fact that Ross's curriculum is based on world history as opposed to only U.S. history.
You're going to take that design that you see in ancient Mesopotamia, take it and make it your own.
I made a Mesopotamian palace of the king called Ptolemy.
We have an amazing arts program, music program, a wellness program, which helps them learn about their bodies.
You have really small classes. You're looking at 24 to 25 students per a class.
You are part of the family here.
During parent-teacher conferences, I had many parents say to me, in the school that he or she was in, they weren't performing like this. This is off the strength of them being here only 3 months.
Every day he went to school, it was a prep for a test. Prep for a test. He wasn't learning anything. He was just learning to prep for a test. You know, and I don't want my sons to go through the same thing again. They're not learning anything in public schools.
A lot of our students that were in the peer leadership program here have gone into high school either being mentors, big brothers and big sisters.
It really bothers me that all this negativity surrounds a place that is actually so positive.
So listen, we have to get upstairs because you guys have a test. I'm not trying to rhyme, but I am the best. But I'm down to the side.
In this building, students learn, they are cared for, they are safe. And we do those 3 things as good as any school in the city.
My daughter has been here. She's a charter member of this charter school. I'm not leaving. I'm staying. I'm not leaving.
I'm honored that my son is learning Mandarin. I'm honored that he is learning to think globally.
This is a marvelous place that must continue to exist.
And now you want me to remove her from RGA where they're both doing better. Okay? And receiving a special kind of education that they weren't receiving at the Board of Education school. A busted lip. That's what my child received in a public school. 400 students you want to remove from this school and drop them anywhere. All we want is a better education for our children, and that's what they're getting here.
We can always change no matter what happens. We can change for the better.
So we're actually all just working together now on achieving equal educational opportunity for everybody, especially Black people. Okay, so to be a civil rights leader means making sure everyone has the same rights is one of my priorities.
Back in the days, they didn't really have much of what we have, like the core values.
Somebody! I am! Somebody! I am black! I am black! Brown! Brown! White! White! I am! Somebody! Give yourself a big hand.
People alive! Raw school! Level 1! Let me hear you scream!
Their failure to see that something can work, right? Something can work and still turn their back to it. It's a crime.
Checking. It's my time. I'm about to spit this back. It's not a crime.